and welcome to the Candle Coven
Hello.
podcast.
Yeah, we're very excited.
Yeah, we have a very special info dump today. We have our very close friends, Matt and Viviana from the THNK 1996 Museum.
1994.
1994. Oh my, I'm like dyslexic for 4 and 6. I'm sorry.
No, they look
am.
so similar.
They're the same, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look so
Why
similar.
even have both of them, you know?
They're both a stick and a ball.
You could say
You're
that for a
right.
lot of numbers.
Yeah.
You could. That's true. Numbers.
That's
in
like what they were
general.
working with. Anyway, we have.
We are.
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead, Jocelyn.
Go ahead,
please.
Okay, we have Matt Harkins Viviana Olen from the THNK 1994 Museum, also known as the Tanya Harding Nancy Kerrigan 1994 Museum, which is important to mention. And they also have an iconic ashtray line. Alaina, can you please show them our favorite ashtray, which is the Mary Kate and ashtray, which is just a stroke of genius, you guys. We love you so much. We're such fans as well as friends and honestly lovers at this point.
Yeah.
And we're so excited to chat with you guys about your info dump today, which is all about Sex in the City and Just Like That. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Matt and Viviana.
Thank you so much for having us. We miss you so much.
Yeah, we miss you guys
Oh my
too.
God, we miss you guys. It's been way too long.
Yeah,
like,
it's
we
crazy.
literally were like hanging out, and then COVID happened, and then it was just sort of like,
and then we moved.
Okay, yes.
You disappeared.
But like Matt, I've actually known you like longer than anybody. Like I feel like we met in like 2010 or
it's
something.
Got to be around there. Yeah, like definitely at least a decade.
It's so crazy.
Yeah,
like
that's like
you
old school UCB.
Yeah. And you guys are literally like the funniest people I've ever met.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Back
really
at
and
you.
truly.
I love watching your outfits that you wear when you record different episodes, specifically the ABBA episode.
Oh my God,
thank you. Thank you.
It was so good.
That outfit was absolutely cutting us in half. It really was bisecting the body.
It was so flammable.
Speaking of old school UCB, I'm rewatching Vanderpump Rules because I've been so obsessed
you're so
with
brave.
Scandal. I love it. It's just like, it's like when Scandal hit, it was like, it was just so soothing to me.
Yeah.
Just so soothing. Every new update. It was so fabulous.
It was crazy.
Yes.
Like I've never felt like that before. It was exhilarating.
And I know. And now it's like just such a come down.
Yeah.
It's like, what do I do? I was listening to podcasts where like people were like on it from just like, I served them at a restaurant once. I'm like, I need to hear you.
Yeah. But like, I want to hear you also.
Yeah. I need
listening.
Every angle of this story. And obviously we're all team Ariana.
I mean,
obviously,
if we're going black and white, I guess you could say, sure.
Right.
But then
team no one.
I'm team absolutely no one.
Matt likes Raquel.
That is the most Scorpio thing I've ever heard in my life.
That is so incredible.
I love that about you. I love that.
There's so much to understand and resonate with. But mostly I think, like, how could you not see that this experience, like, when it presented itself to her, just seemed so hot? Like, you know,
I feel that hotness between them. I'm not going to lie. It's like, this could be like a fucking erotic film.
Yeah. The stakes are so
giving,
high.
Yeah.
It's giving very like sexual napalm, which was I think a term coined by John Mayer about Jessica Simpson. I think that we're feeling that same napalm situation,
and we're all in the fallout, you know. And
remember in the 90s, those movies from the 90s that are like, there's one with like Demi Moore and like Robert Redford like offers her like $1 million.
Indecent Proposal.
Indecent Proposal.
Unfaithful. That Diane Lane movie where she's like on the train.
That movie is hot as hell.
Yes.
That makes me want to take trains.
I know. But this is like the new version of that, I would say, where it's just like
you're right.
And you know what? There's also a little bit of single white female in there too.
Absolutely. Because like Exactly.
Yeah.
So much so
I
that.
watched Single White Female for the first time, and I did not know wind chimes were such a major plot point.
I know. Isn't it like it like warns them, right? Like something would happen, and like also high heels.
Oh no! Wait! I'm thinking of Single White Female. No, wait! I'm thinking of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Oh my god!
Single White Female. I also
it's your
watch.
4 and 6. It's your 4 and 6.
Single White Female is great because I feel like it takes place in the same universe as Sex in the City. Like those ladies are walking around New York, and
like,
then if they just like if they pass by a cafe, like who's to say that like Carrie and the other ladies are not just in there like talking?
Yeah, exactly.
They absolutely are.
They are.
Great way to bring it to the topic of the day. But I did want to quickly cross over back to Scandival and just say that we have also been absolutely racked by Scandival, railed by Scandival, really. And now that it's over, it is truly like,
where's
okay, do we go back and where's the aftercare?
Do you know what
do we need a doula?
Do you know what it is? Kyle Richards.
Yeah,
it's the Kyle Richards.
That same thrill, though.
It never does.
It is easing the tension a little bit for me.
Yeah, it's giving us something. They're like, thank God,
but
it's like a little title. But when you rewatch the old Vanderpump Rules, in one of the seasons, like Kristen goes up and performs like a sketch, like in a sketch show. This had to be like the golden age, like 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
And then Ariana is like, I guess she's taken some UCB classes or something.
Yes.
So she's like,
she's done a few mods.
You can't just go up and be a sketch artist.
No, she takes it very seriously.
I take sketch comedy very seriously.
Very seriously. Yes. And at that point I was like, I'm going to get off this team, Ariana.
When I watched that originally in 2015, I remember being, wait a second, I take sketch comedy very seriously too. And it was like another level up. You know what I mean? Like she was my Kristen.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And it's
the
just
final
like, wow.
boss of sketch comedy.
I mean, how long can we like feel bad for someone that like covered up for a narcissist for that long? Is that bad?
That's a big
think it's actually an eye-opening situation for everyone everywhere, which is to, if you see a red flag, it's maybe just time to cut and run. I think that women across the board need to, and men, stop giving these narcissists any more leeway. It's over. It's over and done.
Here's what I'm thinking. Looking back, like, this is exactly the same kind of situation that happened to Kristen, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, like, it was like, but like, it wasn't revealed. And she just looked crazy.
Right.
But Kristen is very, like, much like a known witch.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is all just her power. She's just like, this was a spell that went really well.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you're going to be revealed.
It's like a 10-year payoff.
Exploded. Exactly. So, I mean,
I absolutely love it. Like that the witches of WeHo have been sort of like, distributing this wine. Everyone's drinking this potion, and we've all come together to just manifest the expose of a worm with a mustache.
Which goes to show, if your manifestations don't show up right away, that doesn't mean it's not going to, and it's not going to be fabulous when it does.
That's so true.
It all comes out in the wash. Patience. I think a patience, something that we've all very much sort of shown as we waited many, 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 many years for, and just like that.
What a good
segue. We're finally now. Thank you. And we're finally now in season 2. We just watched the most recent episode. Are you guys all caught up?
I haven't seen the one that came out like Thursday morning, but don't worry, I'm going to watch it. So you can spoil it.
Yeah,
Viviana.
In all fairness, it just came out. So let's delve right into it. What is I want to know about you guys. Like, what's your history with Sex in the City? Like, tell us everything about why it's become part of your lexicon that you sort of refer to on a daily.
Oh my God. I think didn't Viviana, you had never watched it, right? And then you watched it.
No, that's not true. That's absolutely not true. That's not true.
That's not true.
Wasn't there a time when we started from episode 1? No, but like, didn't we start from? Oh, but didn't we start from episode 1 at some point?
We did, for fun.
No, because we were hungover, we were watching, and then every time the ladies put a drink, we were like, no, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't, please stop.
Maine
It's
or
bad
Oregon?
for you.
That was just two girls saying, let's rewatch Sex and the City. And
that was not your first time. Okay.
And accused me of saying that's my first time. That's
so she's
very
actually never
weird.
seen an episode of Sex and the City, I don't think.
Tell me about it. I'm too young. I'm too young.
You were too young, Viviana.
There's 4 ladies.
You guys tell me about it.
When were you born? In 2004?
Matt, I know you watched it live, right?
Oh my god.
Actually, speaking of which, I just realized I was watching season 4, and the episode that airs right before they remove the Twin Towers from like the credits is the one where Carrie and Aiden like get together. It's like the second time she's dating him, and I was like, oh my god, everyone who died on 9/11 just thinks she ended up with Aiden.
Something about this podcast is that 9/11 has to come up every episode, and it always has, and it always will. And Matt, you've just fulfilled that promise. It is a millennial fact.
Yeah.
So how perfect is that?
So yeah, that's quite a travesty to think, okay, everything's all Gucci, she's with Aiden. That is not what happened.
And then it starts to fall apart like a little bit after that.
Sorry, we're waiting for our ashtray, so I have to buzz in everybody.
Oh, nice.
That just makes tell me about it. We know all about that.
How many times would you say you've rewatched the series of Sex and the City? Like how well do you know it?
Pretty well. I mean, I don't know, like I've never done like a trivia night or whatever, and I'm sure if I went to one of them I'd be like, oh, I actually don't remember the name of that person. But like one time I think I did try and do it, like there was an app and it was asking me questions and I was like, I don't know any of this, sorry. Like, but like I do have like a really good knowledge, I would say, of the show. Like I quote it in my head all the time.
Sure.
So it makes up for Viviana having never seen it. That's good.
yeah.
Well, speaking of not knowing things, we pay for the upgraded ChatGPT.
Oh, shit.
So we were trying to like come up with like, we were pitching something and we wanted to come up with like a list of like episodes that with Carrie and Aiden or something. And we said, we asked ChatGPT, we said, what episode did Carrie meet Aiden? And it gave us very confidently. It gave us a title and an episode. It was the episode it was the opposite. It was the episode that the politician who was peeing on her. And we were like, that's not where she met Aiden.
Isn't that so funny when you like rewatch these episodes? Like the thing about like I have that with Seinfeld too. I'm like, oh, that's the same episode as this shit. Okay, it's not as big as I like remember it being.
But also, it does really point out the fact that ChatGPT doesn't know shit. She doesn't know anything.
Shit. Yeah, but we also did ask her if she ever said. I asked ChatGPT if Carrie ever says the word Bijou in the show, and it came back with like the episode and time. So like, that
and there was,
I got it right. It was very handy.
See, she's.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Matt, for that. We're all slowly teaching ChatGPT things by just kind of yelling at her as a collective. Yeah. And when she comes to kill us all, I hope she remembers that I said thank you a bunch. I did.
And I think really nice to ChatGPT. So
I really nice. Answer all of my questions as Samantha.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that's really good. See, that she can do, I think, right?
Oh, 100%. It's great. Like we asked it like a question about Excel and it was like, oh, honey, you just need to like, it was like trying to like change like numbers from percentages because it's like super hard if they're like stuck in percentages, at least for me. And like, then it told me, and then it was like, just do that and your data will be fabulous.
Ooh, fabulous. Okay, so I have to ask.
What it's doing.
What, speaking of which voice you talk in, who are you? Are you a Carrie? Are you a Miranda? I want to know.
A combo of a few of them.
I'm
Sun, Moon, and Rising.
Samantha. I think there's no question about that. I think nobody even had to guess. I think we all knew that.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, Viviana's a Sammy.
Yeah, okay. Obvious.
I would give myself Bunny McDougal.
Oh, okay.
We're going on the type 4.
Backwards. I related to that.
Yep. That's good. Bunny McDougal is a good one. She's one of the more uptight bitches on the TV, which I do love.
So fun. I totally forgot about her.
I'm gonna say that I'm like, what's the dead one? That one.
Magda?
No, the gay. I'm Magda.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
The gay. What's his name?
Magda could be gay. Oh, I know what you. Yeah.
The bald one.
Willie Garson. Yeah. Stanford.
Yeah, Stanford, who's in Tokyo. So I'm gonna go with that. I don't really identify with any of the main four. Just because, especially in Just Like That, I'm just seeing that these are four women who are really just struggling with basic concepts. So I'm gonna leave that to them. I love that for them. I love that. Alaina, you made the really astute comparison that, and Just Like That is the "Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret" for women of a certain age, and isn't that the truth?
But I think it's necessary,
right?
I think it's like good.
Like, no, it is good. We've been learning a lot.
100%. It is so necessary. First off, they announced that this was actually happening just a few days after the Capitol riot. So they knew that this needed to happen because obviously that's probably why the Capitol riot occurred. People just wanted more sex in the city.
Yes.
But they announced it
straight to the source.
Calm the country down, and it worked, and it became what it is now, which is season 2. And I think like everyone, people have a lot of issues with the new show, but
what are the issues here that people have?
Well, I think like the new characters really throws people, and like Che Diaz specifically made people just completely lose their minds. I don't think they really, it's sort of circled back around to like this is now one of the most iconic characters in American history
of all time.
Because it makes people just like peel their face off. Like they don't know how to handle it.
They can't. They can't digest it.
And like it's fun. Like I get it. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say I think that Che Diaz is sort of like a human Rorschach. Like how you react to Che as a person, it says a lot about how you feel because Che is like the great equalizer.
Who is like the main demographic that is watching this show? Is it like a bunch of millennials that are just like making fun of it? Or are there women in there? Yeah. Are there like white women in their 50s watching the show being like, oh, a strap on?
I think there are because I see so many tweets being like, I don't like what they did to Miranda. And it's like, listen, shut up. Come from a place of gratitude. That's 100% the problem.
Like we should be happy we still have Miranda.
Yeah, like I understand.
We get to spend time with our friends.
Like, don't you want to? This is their story.
When people get like Che Diaz is annoying, like I get that. Like there are times when I'm like, okay, this can be kind of annoying, but when people go so hard, it does make me feel like, what's wrong with you? Like when everyone's like, oh my god, Che's stand-up is so bad. It's like, excuse me, it's like for 5 seconds in the show just to show that they're at a comedy club. I'm sorry they're not going to write like a groundbreaking stand-up special.
She's not like an actual stand-up comedian that like in the world. They don't need to like get a writer's room full of stand-ups for Che Diaz.
Exactly. It's just to show you that we're going to be talking about Miranda now. So
actually,
boom,
like, love it.
Right.
I love those parts of it. Like, I think that they're like the funniest parts to me is like how they fill in the gaps of like being alive today. You know what I mean? It's like
100%.
That's like, what the world is, you know?
Right.
And
they're going to look back in 20 years and be like, this is what New York City was at this time. And it is.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's a bunch of like really well-lit marble bars.
Yeah. And then like going to work in the News Corp building.
Yeah.
to do a podcast.
Yeah.
Can we please talk about how Carrie's story arc this season is definitely, and when you guys watch the most recent episode, it's definitely going to be like her feelings about aging as a woman. Which she's apparently discovering. Like, it's almost like Carrie has never had any forethought. Like, Carrie doesn't believe in cause and effect.
Yeah, Carrie
just like does things. No, and that's like her thing. That's her character. That's who Carrie is. Yeah, she's just gonna carry on, if you will.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's literally like, oh, I'm not gonna be doing any sort of things that talking about my dry pussy. There's no way I'm talking about that.
My pussy's
like,
soaking
that
wet.
was basically. Soaking wet. That was the implication of like her being like, I'm not going to do this, commercial for this podcast, and then basically shut down the whole. Apparently, this one ad was contingent for this whole podcasting company to just go under. And you have to wonder, it's like
cleared out
in
minutes. The weight of the world is on whether or not Carrie can admit that her pussy is sometimes dry, and like that's like a lot on a woman.
It is,
yeah.
Which is why her pussy is dry. It's a catch-22.
That to me makes sense with everything that I know about like actual podcasts that get paid advertisers. That seems like it probably happens to me. I don't know. I mean,
it could be,
but that looked like a $1 billion podcast, though.
Yeah, it did look super expensive. But like sometimes you see some of these. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just mean like sometimes you see podcasts and it's like, oh, sorry. Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah, I just like I mean I'm just talking about podcasts that are like when you see one and it's like, wow, how does this have like so much money, and it's probably because like tomorrow if they don't talk about something, everyone will get fired.
Seriously, that's possible. You never know. BetterHelp. What were you gonna say, Viviana?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I feel like it sounds so stupid now that we waited for it.
Oh my god, you have
to
say
it.
Season 1 was about, Che told Carrie she had to step her pussy up. And now this season she's got to keep it wet. Yeah,
phase 2.
It's always about
That's what I was gonna say.
having to deal with the state of her pussy. And I do feel like while that is a lot to put on a person, it's the least that she could do for us at this point.
Agree.
Like I for one,
cameo.
When is that happening?
Like that is happening, right?
It is happening, but like not until like the last or second to last episode or something like that.
And you guys have a very special relationship with Kim Cattrall scatting, don't you?
We do.
Yeah, we have a long history.
Please tell us more.
Once we put up an exhibit that was called Yamakipiebo, a celebration of Kim Cattrall. It was a reference to a video that's on YouTube that's a clip from a documentary she did years ago when she had a book out about sex. And at the time she was dating a guy who I think invented sound for cars that are Lexuses.
Like which sounds? Like the boop boop boop?
No, like speakers. He didn't invent speakers, but he was maybe the first one to say, let's put these in a Lexus.
Got it.
Something like that.
Speakers in cars.
Yeah.
He was amazing. He was so hot. And they were dating, and so they filmed each other at their house. He was playing an upright bass, and she was doing spoken word poetry, scat poetry to it. So it's just like the clip's like, I don't know, like 20 seconds. It still doesn't have 1 million views even. I don't understand why not. But every couple of years, people like rediscover it. Like,
that's
like
so
kind of
funny.
like how, like kind of like every couple of years, people are like watching America's Next Top Model, and then everyone's like, oh, I can't believe this happened.
Right.
It's like, all right, that's kind of how that video is. So we created an exhibit just to honor that video, the spirit of it. And she heard about it. She did not come, but she did send a British guy who said he was one of her closest friends. And he said
you would know him. He's
he's
really famous.
Was it Hugh Grant?
The day that the air conditioner wasn't working, so it was like so hot in there. But then we had like these little figurines of like little animals, and because we had seen in her Architectural Digest that she liked them, and he said, "How did you know about that?" And we were like,
he had seen the same video.
Digest.
Yeah.
No, he was dear friends with
him. Dear friends. Don't you love that?
Like, if you saw him, you'd be like, I've seen this guy before.
But then she did say, somebody asked her about the video itself, and she said, I've heard about this. And then she was like, some people even in Brooklyn did an exhibit about it, not about the video, but just about the music of it. And that was exactly what we were doing.
I think she said it was very odd.
Yeah,
well,
she
did. I think that's true.
Yeah, but sometimes odd can be good. Like I feel like you guys have the distinct talent of capturing a moment and an energy and then saying, I want to showcase this moment. And then there are many, many, many people around the world that just go, I get these people. These people get me. These people get moments. Yeah. And like, that is what is so good about
the way you're able to like,
extrapolate
like the minutia out of like the most ridiculous things is so like special. And this is like, this is the arts. This is why we need to fund the arts.
That's art. Yes.
It's like
I studied art history in college, and like, this is legit what you guys do.
That's what's up. Yeah,
this is what's up.
It's real because pop culture
you guys are like
art.
The fucking Andy Warhols of our time.
Agreed.
Wow. Yes, I agree that
I agree.
Everyone should fund the arts, and they are
especially
super
us
specific.
By buying our ashtrays.
Yeah, buy these ashtrays.
Yeah, they should. You guys, these ashtrays are iconic.
I put my retainers in them when I eat.
Oh, what a good use for them!
I know.
That's so cool. Yeah, because you can put anything in there.
We're gonna start telling people to do that.
You can put anything in it.
You could put
coins.
Smile
Direct Club.
Commemorative
9/11 jewelry in here.
I heard 9/11.
You put jewelry.
Commemorative 9/11
coins. Somebody said it. Did somebody say it? Did I just hear it?
Yes, no, they did. No, yeah, you heard it, and you hear it in your mind and in your heart.
I did hear it.
I have a question. Question about the matter at hand. Sex and the City, V, and Just Like That. Gun to your head. Which one are you taking with you?
Oh, wow. Sex and the City, but I would try to get everybody in the lifeboat. You know, I don't want to. I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, I really. You know what? Take me instead.
Oh my God! Speaking of lifeboats, can I please hear your guys' takes on the Ocean Gate?
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, the submersible.
Yeah, I would love to just
the
hear
submersible.
What you have to say.
I thought it was like kind of crazy until I did see like somebody who did the trip previously, and they showed the picture that they took, and then I was like, oh, I get it. Like, you get like a really cool photo. Like, that makes sense. I wouldn't be like the first thing if I had a lot of money I would do like surgery, and then like down way lower would be if I get to it. Yeah, I'll pay to go on that trip because like.
All right, what kind of surgeries are you getting? Oh my God!
I would just get like,
are you okay?
Different like plastic surgery.
No,
they'd be all
Sonia
like
Morgan
cosmetic.
Ponytail hair lift.
But yeah, 100%.
The ponytail.
If I had that money, I would just be like a swirl, and it would be amazing. It would be so.
It would be walking art.
It would be, yeah. But yeah, I do. I have like mostly been looking at like TikTok about the submersible. I found this lady who has she's got a TikTok channel called Joy Sparkle Shine, and she like basically like gets these topics and then like talks about them a lot because she gets a lot of views and everything. But like she does one where she just put in each one, she puts herself like in front of like news footage about the submersible. She's like so into the submersible, like she's still going with it. And then she just found somebody who actually filmed mermaids, but then I think that one didn't get a lot of views. She kind of dropped it. But it is all submersible content, and there's one where she reacts just to the sound of the implosion that they like were able to pick up on like sonar. And I can't really do it justice, but I would just say go to Joy Sparkle Shine's channel.
I will,
because she gives you the full reaction of emotions as she listens to it. Like she's like
she just keeps going like this.
No,
in your heart up. But Matt sent me a bunch of her videos, and then he called me. He's like, "Oh my God, she looks like my twin sister. It looks like Matt. She looks just like Matt. They could be twins."
Okay.
Joy Sparkle Shine.
We're gonna have to get a side by
I
side.
have to look.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a side by side. What do you guys have you heard about the conspiracy theory about the submersible at this point?
Well, I heard one, which was that they knew that it had just like kind of imploded really fast, but they decided to hold that information from the United States, I guess, until, because they were like for Hunter Biden, they wanted to wait a little minute so that this would take over the news, right? So that people wouldn't talk about Hunter Biden, but they'd be talking about the submersible. That's the one I heard. Did you hear a different one?
So now I have a different one that's coming from another angle, where a bunch of people are saying, what about the Morse code knocking? They think that they made up the implosion and that they did actually just suffocate down there so that people feel better about it because it's like less horrible than thinking about them being down there for, you know,
where is this like
hours.
Information even coming from that was like knocking? Like
the comments
the ocean
section?
just like have sounds? Yeah.
I don't know because everyone's like, it imploded. How are they bringing up huge chunks of hull that they couldn't
Jim
find?
Cameron.
And now whatever Jim Cameron says. Jim Cameron says it imploded.
Yeah, he's
We're
the
going
expert.
with James.
Yeah. I heard one old guy say that sounds down there are crazy. Like you could be like 2,000 feet down and you could hear the rain fall. So I don't know. Like that's what this one guy said. And so, you know, I don't know. True. He was old, you know?
I don't like fuck with the older deep sea.
Yeah.
You don't.
That's just crazy to me.
Have you guys
barely
ever
fuck with the shoreline?
Snorkeling, just like regular snorkeling, and tried to take pictures? I did that once when I was like 19 with my ex-husband, and you looked disgusting underwater.
Yeah.
Because like it's just horrible.
Like the worst angle ever.
Is it just like
it's the worst angle and it's all going out way and it's like, oh my god, like you're not gonna take sexy pictures.
Everything floats.
Everything like expands. Yeah. And it's like you're just floating there.
I'm like scared of the sea.
I don't recommend it.
Very much. Alaina, have you been snorkeling?
Yeah. I did a lot of stuff as a kid that I like can't believe I did. Like in retrospect.
Honestly,
like it's like, what was I even thinking?
Did you go to the
Way
Titanic?
Too scary.
What?
No, but I went to the Titanic Museum in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh my god.
And it was
Matt worked at the 9/11 museum.
Oh my god, you did. That's right. Yeah. That's so and just like that of you.
It was very and just like that. Yeah, it was 100%.
But so like
yeah.
I was just gonna bring it back because I want to keep talking about Sex and the City. I feel like there's like a lot of unanswered questions. How do you think this series holds up as like a follow-up all these years later?
I think it's great. I think like when in the last season, the episode where Miranda's in the kitchen getting fingered by Che and then Carrie pees the bed, I think was like, okay, yes, you know, like I think everyone agrees that is the heart of the show. That is Sex and the City. It's the same thing. So like, you know, you kind of are like, it's like there's nothing else like that on TV, and that feels like that's kind of the spirit of the original show, where it's like there really isn't anything like that. The second season, I think, has its moments, like with even the first season when she went on the date with the guy and they both puked on each other.
That was so funny.
Yeah, that was good.
This season with the MILF list, like, you know,
the MILF list,
it continues the tradition. And if I were gonna be choosing one, I would for like one lifeboat, I would choose And Just Like That.
Right.
Nice.
I think the thing that I like so much about And Just Like That is that it feels like way more self-aware than Sex and the City. Like it knows that it's cringe and it kind of just like doubles down on it. Like the way that like they called themselves out about like them gawking over that like teenager in the high school, and like while we were watching it we were like, are they serious? Like what the fuck? And then like 2 seconds later they like call them out on it. You know what I mean?
Samantha's like, this is a little boy. Or not Samantha, Charlotte.
Yeah,
I have to say Charlotte has been proven time and time again she's a good friend.
I know, right?
That bitch shows up for people.
She really does.
You're sick, she's got soup on the way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Oh, like your dick doesn't work, I'm gonna put stamps on it. And not as a spoiler alert, but like in the most recent episode, there's a little bit of something with Harry where he has a case of dust balls. I'm going to let you guys discover what that means.
Is that, did they say that in the show?
She's,
or did you just make that up?
Yeah, dusty balls. No, they say it.
Oh, okay.
They said it. Yeah, and it caught me off guard. I was like, dust balls? And it is about ejaculate.
I guess it's very
informational.
Apparently,
at a certain point, if you're not doing your like male Kegels, you got to do both female and male Kegels across the board. Across the gender expression, we need to be Kegeling because apparently you can ejaculate without having any semen. Basically, is what that.
Somebody on the TikTok.
It is already there, God. It's me, Margaret.
And then what's wrong with that? What's the problem?
Because I don't think it's like a good thing for him.
Does it get blocked up
to like have like? No, I mean I just don't think it feels as right.
He didn't even notice.
Comment
I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. Sorry.
But it was like, she was so supportive of his having to do Kegels. And I'm like, this woman is the best. She's the best. She's like, you're so hot. I love you. Like, she's a good, she's a good woman. And she had a hard time a little bit dealing with, her children in the modern age and the things that they're dealing with. But she ultimately comes around. Like, she's a good friend. She's a ride or die. And she's always there for Carrie. And Carrie is a selfish bitch. Is that wrong to say?
That's who she's always been.
Right.
That's just Carrie being Carrie. That's Miley being Miley, you
Right.
know?
Jocelyn hates Carrie.
I hate her. But I hate her in a way that, like, I'm never going to not watch the show. I'm going to watch every moment of it. I love it. But, like, everything that she does, she's just so, like, earnest. And, like the episode where it was like, oh, you're going to be reading this story about your husband's death. Is that going to be upsetting? She's like, oh, I never thought about that. I am upset, actually. And you're like, oh, Carrie, Jesus. Like, God, don't say anything to her. Because then she's like, am I upset?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, the whole time. And I'm just like, girl, do you know how you feel? She's a writer. You would think someone who's been writing for like 40 fucking years would be able to know what her feelings are. You're writing everything that you think for years with like almost like no boundaries. Like, she's talking about shit in the fucking 90s that were like, whoa, Sex in the City. And now she's here. She's like, oh, am I upset about my dead husband? I guess I am. Like, it's just like a lot for me.
She's a writer, but she's also a girl who likes to have fun.
You know what? When you put it that way, Viviana, you're right. You're 100%.
She's more so that.
But she's also a writer.
How much?
And like, it also points out. Yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Leigh. No, please. I honestly don't. My blood pressure. I literally am like. It also points out too. No, I forgot what I was going to say. I should be on the show. I honestly couldn't.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And just like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. What were you going to say though, Leigh?
Oh, I forget. I was going to ask, if you guys were like, if you guys were feeling what she was, like her fashion, like, do you guys like love the fashion of Sex and the City, or is that just like whatever to you? Is it more about like the cringe and like the funny?
I love the fashion that it's there. I'm not, I don't speak to fashion in the way that I could say I like this part of it, you know? But I think it's delivering. Like, didn't she wear like a dress over like a long sleeve shirt last season?
Yeah.
That
was fun.
She's definitely. Yeah, I think that it's always like. Are we still doing like the Patty Fields of it all? Like, I feel like we're missing a little bit of that edge.
Yeah.
That we had in the
Samantha
first.
comes back, she brings back Patricia Fields.
Hell
From
yeah.
the dead.
That I like can't wait for that. That's
For
like
the
going to be so good. And the fact that we know that Samantha's coming back and we all really want it, and that they're pulling us through to the end of the season is just such a marketing move. And you have to give it to them because, now we're all going to definitely watch.
Well, that's how you know inflation's real, because Kim Cattrall needs a check.
Yeah, she.
I think Kim Cattrall, but I think HBO was like, listen, you have like what it seems like they were like, whatever you want, we will give it to you.
Really?
Just to like
I
bring
love
her
that.
back, because I think like the first season was good, but it was like, I think no matter what, you could be like the biggest fan of it, and it's like if somebody asked like, was it missing Samantha? It's like 100% it was missing Samantha. That was like a huge absence that was felt. So I think this is like, I don't know if it's, I feel like in my like dream, it's like the first step of maybe more, but also I don't want to get too excited because I don't see a future. I mean, the things that have been said between these people, that like between Kim Cattrall and Sarah Jessica Parker, are so on a level and kind of beyond. I don't think they like you could ever get back to where they were, but I hope that if there's a third season, there could just be maybe more Samantha
on her own.
Tell me more about the drama.
Right.
The drama.
Oh yeah.
So like every time they would do a movie, it's kind of like what I remember is around the movies is when it started. But basically, And this also was covered. There's like a podcast during COVID called the Origins Podcast, but I think it's still around, but they did a season about Sex in the City where they kind of went into explaining it. But from Kim Cattrall's point of view, every time she asked for like a pay raise or like agreed to do the movie, but with like a stipulation that there would be some like, you know, other project that she could make at the studio or whatever, she felt that each time she made those demands, instead of as a group negotiating and trying to get everybody like, you know, together to get more, that the team of Sex and the City, which would include Sarah Jessica Parker as a producer, put out these articles instead in like, you know, right at the same time that we're saying like she's crazy demanding X, Y, and Z. She's like over like she's a big diva and like all this stuff, and that's to her happened every single movie that they did. The first one, the second one, and then the third one. And when they were gonna make the third one, and it happened again, where it was like they're all ready to make this third movie, but just Samantha or Kim Cattrall or whatever can't commit because of these demands. That was also around the same time that Kim Cattrall had like this big loss in her family, and so I think she was really feeling
like her brother
emotion.
or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so then, as far as I remember, there was like, you know how like these people have to do like red carpets and stuff, and they just get asked random questions. So I think somebody asked Sarah Jessica Parker, "Do you have any comments or like thoughts?" She was like, "Oh, my thoughts and prayers are with Kim." And then that became like a headline. And then Kim Cattrall saw that and posted on Instagram and was like, "Leave my family alone. You are like a bully. You're just using us to repair your," I think it was like nice girl persona. She just like lashed out.
Wow.
And then it all was like, okay, movie done. And the movie became the first season of And Just Like That. But from since then, it's been like a total different thing. But there were always like, I remember reading in like, you search the New York Post archives, you can find an article about how when they did the Atlantic City episodes in season 5, that they all got a hotel together, Kim Cattrall, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Charlotte. Miranda, Charlotte, and Carrie got an apartment together or like a hotel, and then Kim stayed somewhere else. Like she was like left out. So there was always like this separation. And then on the Origins podcast, they said that basically what happened is when Sarah Jessica Parker signed her contract, she was the biggest star at the time, like in a movie star way. So her contract was like, you know, she got everything and was like always first billing, blah, blah, blah. And then Kim kind of realized that she was sort of the fan favorite, and so wanted to kind of equal out, I guess, like whatever the perks, the billing, the pay. And that just really didn't, I guess, go the way that she had thought it would.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. It feels like, it feels like Kim Cattrall's like trying to like, you know, hold it out for women in Hollywood, and then Sarah Jessica's playing both sides.
She's a scab.
She's like on the producer side. Yeah.
It's so hard because they're both some of my best friends. I think like I don't like to
it's hard to be in between this.
It's because I can't imagine a world where Sarah Jessica Parker is not the nicest person in American history. So that doesn't make sense to me.
You see both sides.
Yeah, I do. And like, how do you come down on either side? I think at the end of the day, Kim Cattrall is just, you know, a star.
A star.
And she knows it.
She's a star.
And all these other people are perhaps not a star on that level, and just need. It's like you have everyone in their family has somebody who's a little crazy and pops off now and again. And you just kind of have to like, you're either gonna like be like, oh, I'm gonna get mad every time they pop off, or just be like, they're popping off, they're gonna calm down in like a day or two.
I should call the post.
Yeah. Just go the route of like, just know that like whatever somebody says, like somebody who's like this, they may say something and really seem like they mean it. And then a day or two later, they may feel completely differently, and that's just who they are. So don't get mad.
But when they pop off, if you're like, whoa, crazy, do you really think that?
Yeah.
Then that's going to make them even crazier.
I know. You don't tell someone like to calm down when they're popping off.
Yeah, give her her space, you know? That's what a family is.
Wow, that's so true.
So that's why I
feel like
hope.
there's... Yeah, no, I love that. And I feel like you brought up something really important that I think comes up a lot, and also comes up in like the kind of Bravo world too, the reality TV world, which is that celebs and reality TV stars do be calling the post on people. They are planting stories like all the time. And like really and truly are. And then they're always accusing one another of like, did you leak this story? Did you put this story out there?
Right.
And like that to me seems like one of the biggest moves that people are making in Hollywood. Like it's calling out there, it's telling on people. Yes.
Right. Radar
It's
online.
Cutthroat. I feel like everything that Lisa Rinna, Lisa Vanderpump, all the Lisas, they're calling everybody and then just accusing each other of calling, you know, the New York Post,
right.
the this, the that. It's all that they used to accuse Sonia Morgan of doing it. Like, it's just, I think it's the business is like, maybe we need to just be calling with news stories just to just be like, hey, did you know my neighbor, her son's getting a divorce? Like, I don't know. Like, are we supposed to be telling on people? I don't know. Everyone loves the drama.
Yeah, we love the drama. There's drama everywhere, left and right.
I would do it if I were on the show. I would be calling them all the time.
Would you? Would you pretend you didn't? Yeah, you would have to.
Would I pretend I didn't? I'm sure maybe I'd try to. And then I don't know. I feel like if you've watched any Lisa Rinna episodes, you know that's probably not the route to go. You should probably just say that you did what you did.
Right.
But
and then turn it around on them and be like, I did it because of this.
Right.
Deflect. Yes.
But I think it makes you a more interesting character if you deny that you did it.
Totally.
Right. Where do you guys fall?
Ask the same question.
Is it where they fall in Lisa Rinna?
Are you going to ask? Exactly. What are you guys' thoughts on Lisa Rinna?
Love Lisa Rinna. I mean,
same.
I think we've had some like fights about this, but I think we kind of both we see each other's side. I think like you make good points. You Viviana, about Lisa Rinna.
I do feel like there's like, I don't know why she had to be so mean to Denise, because I love Denise. And I think she's so like a dog with a bone sometimes that you can't let interesting things unfold in that way. It's kind of like she always wants to like kind of put it to bed that's like a control thing, right? I do think she does bring a lot of good storylines, and she's like so interesting and stuff like that. But I love Denise. I think if I had to choose one person to hang out with, it would be Denise. And why couldn't they let Denise just have her little lies, you know? Like, just cute little lies, you know?
Yeah, I think, like, the whole Denise thing of it all is that, like, obviously, I think that she did hook up with Brandy. That's neither here nor there. And I do think that Lisa Rinna is very produced. Like, she is an actress first and foremost. She's a soap opera star first and foremost. So when it comes to, like, bringing it to the table, she's going to bring it like a soap opera star. She brings it hard. But I think Denise just like wasn't prepared for how exposing this kind of show can be. And like
she had done a show before, but it was not like this. Like,
right. And I love Denise. And like, but maybe it was too triggering for her because her entire life has been like tabloided because of her ex-husband. So maybe it was too triggering for her. But I feel like if she had just like settled into it and just been like, I don't know, like if she didn't have, like, I feel like it became
to settle into it, you know, like
true. That's like, true. They were going at her. You're right.
A little bit. Let the wine breathe. But it's like, no, I have to put you in. I have to produce you into this whole
every
that's
time.
Like, exactly. But if you let it unfold over a few seasons, you know, we might have.
Right.
Who knows what we missed?
You're 100% right.
At the same time, how annoying is like the whole thing about talking in front of her kids? Like that, like talking about beat a dead horse. That was such an annoying storyline when they were like talking about sex in front of like Samantha or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That
Do you
season
remember
was that was the same season. That was like they had a barbecue at Denise's house, and then they were talking about like sex stuff, and then Denise was like, you said that right in front of my girls, and I had to explain it to them, and then they were all like, oh, wait a minute, like what? And they kind of like were trying, they were apologizing, but then they were like feeling like they shouldn't have to apologize. And a lot of them, though, their only reasoning was like, but you're Denise Richards, which that doesn't necessarily mean. That was like an interesting fight. That was the same season that Lisa Rinna went. That was the season that everyone was going so hard on Denise, and Lisa Rinna was like part of that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she was.
I mean,
I feel like we all maybe miscategorize Denise a little bit because we feel that she's taught us a lot about sex and sexuality through Wild Things, for example. Like we just see her as like the arbiter of sexuality. Yeah, so maybe that's a fair assumption. I do love Lisa Rinna. I think she was great on the show. I think she's crazy. I think she wants to be Kris Jenner so badly, and that's just like so funny. And
It is a fun journey.
I do. And I also love Denise Richards and completely agree. And I think it's a very difficult thing to do. Reality TV is impossible because like everyone is wrong and everyone is right at the same time.
No one's right.
It's just sort of like
so fast. And Lisa Rinna is amazing. I couldn't handle like when that last season she had on Housewives. Like sometimes like the fans of Housewives get a little too serious about it, and it's like you're an adult. Like stop. This is so weird. But like a lot of times when people are like in the last season, people wanted Lisa Rinna. They were like, she should be fired. For what she did, it's disgusting. I'm calling for Lisa Rinna to be fired. And it's like all these people do now is they get a housewife who, I mean, Lisa Rinna is the best housewife. The amount of work and time and like what she was able to accomplish on her years. But every time people get a interesting character like Lisa, like Vicky Gumbelson, like so many others, they're like, fire them. It's like, what do you want from this show? You want to watch somebody who like is what like you just like you and just sits in a room or whatever. Like, okay, I don't think that's really going to be entertaining.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch like Teddi Mellencamp like text a bunch of people.
How awful is Teddi Mellencamp?
I do
love
her
diet thing came out.
Oh my God.
Like, get her back on the show.
Diet.
Her taco, the Teddi Mellencamp taco.
Oh my God.
What an invention. Have you seen a picture of it? It's like a piece of butter lettuce and then a mango. And an onion
my
slice.
God.
No.
I hope it's pickled.
Teddi Mellencamp is one of the sick. She's sick. Like it's unbelievable. When people peddle these sort of like culty MLM starving, like what was it? Hungry for Jesus? Is that what it is? Like that stuff. Like the Gwen Shamblin of it all. Skinny for God.
They all
there's a hunger
like
component. Nexium had a hunger. Like it's just like unbelievable. The control through food coming through, just and then putting it upon others in in an expensive way. Just like it's truly remarkable. It's a little ditty about Jack and Diane. Yeah, that is.
Although Gwen Shamblin, was a business person.
First and foremost.
She really, at the end of the day, she just was like...
We lift up other businesswomen.
But, like, isn't that true for everyone? That's what anyone's ever doing in this fucking country.
Yeah, the Gwen Shamblin documentary, I watched all of it, and I only, like, I feel like they should have had at least, like, one person who was, like, maybe a fan of Gwen Shamblin, because I sort of was getting like
volunteering.
Like, and none of this is new like no she didn't actually invent it. Was all things that have been around for years, and I'm like, well, she figured out a way to market it to you that you liked, so that's something.
That's like true for everything. Like you could be like, well, that's been done before. Well, like so is everything. Like it's just that this person's doing it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like she had the idea.
Don't be a hater.
She did make a mistake, though, because I think there was a part where the guy said he went to her and said, I'm gay. And then she was like, oh, you can't be in this religion. And I was like, that's so stupid. Why would you do that? You could have added so many more people to this congregation.
That's like what I don't get about anti-LGBTQ stuff in America. It's so anti-capitalist to be anti-LGBTQ. Right. It's just more customers.
Why are you trying to estrange us?
Right?
I'm gonna email that church and see if they'll let me in now.
You should.
Right. See what they're doing. See what they're up to, Matt.
I'll go on TV.
To have a new leader.
Wait, what?
You could be the new leader.
Yeah, right? Because there's kind of a vacuum right now.
Right.
Yeah, there's a space for it.
I feel like that documentary ended on like a cliffhanger, which is like what happened in real life, right? Like their plane crash.
Yeah.
And they're dead?
They're dead. Their plane crashed.
Are they?
Right?
Okay.
Submersible.
Let's talk about that.
Right.
Okay.
Let's talk about that.
Like, I feel like their plane crashed and they were like, they're dead. And that was the end of the show. But like, it didn't feel like they were dead.
No,
it doesn't. Like,
feel like they're dead,
Every morning I wake up and I'm like, it still doesn't feel like it. Like I like check myself and I'm like, I just don't feel that. Like, you know how like when a mother loses a child and they're like, I can feel that they're still here. And then they find them and they are, or like a twin, something's missing and they find them. I feel like that's the Gwen Shamblin of it all. You wake up every day and you're like, she's
give
not
up on that. Never.
If there's any way to end a podcast, I think it's just to never give up on the hope that Gwen Shamblin is still with us to provide us with more hair inspiration, just in general. I think that's just the best way to just, honestly start a day. If this is how you're starting your day, guys, that's what you're going to be thinking about. You guys, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with us. You guys have so much insight into pop culture, and we just love you both so much. Please tell us where we can find you all on all your socials and everything.
We just joined Threads, so find us there. But everywhere we're THNK1994. And then our website and shop is THNK1994.com. We are dropping a new ashtray. I think by the time this is out, it will be revealed. And I don't have a picture of it, but it is... can I tell them, Matt? I can tell them, right? Sex and the City ashtray. It's all the ashtrays are drawn by Laura Collins.
Classic.
And it's single and fabulous ? With a drawing of Carrie smoking.
Amazing.
Yeah. Has there ever been a better question?
And you can think about that every day when you put your retainers in there.
Right.
I love that.
And we are we'll be doing some drops throughout the summer, but at the end of August, we are having an ashtray pop-up with new art by Laura Collins. It'll be in the Lower East Side. So follow us. We'll have an opening party. It'll be fabulous. We're going to have 2 robbers there. It's going to be great. Come on by.
Amazing.
Awesome.
And I want to shout out
you guys. We will absolutely be there.
Your newsletters are so funny. So you guys sign up for their newsletters too.
We love your newsletters.
Thank you.
You guys are just so fun. Everything that you put out is just like 10 out of 10.
A joy.
I can't wait to hang out with you again in person.
I know.
We're gonna have to set that up. We're gonna have to hang out. You guys have to come up to the Hudson Valley and smell some fresh air or something. I don't know.
It's like off of a train, right?
It sure is.
You just take the Metro North.
Okay.
It's very easy.
We'll be there.
Well, thank you so much to THNK1994, Matt and Viviana, and thank you to the Candle Coven. Please email us with any questions, comments, concerns, things you want us to talk about, podcast@bijoutcandles.com. Like and subscribe, give us a 5-star review wherever you're listening, and we'll be back next week with another episode. Bye, Candle Coven!
Bye!
Bye!